Mr. S.K. Kulkarni, Assistant Professor, Walchand Institute of Technology, Solapur. I am here to have discussion with you on topic public-private partnership in infrastructure. Learning outcomes of the session. At the end of the session, students will be able to describe public-private partnership in infrastructure projects. What are public-private partnerships? Dear friends, public-private partnerships, PPPs, involve collaboration between a government agency and a private sector company, which can be used to finance, build and operate projects such as public transportation networks, parks, convention centers, etc. So what is PPP, public-private partnership? It is nothing but collaboration between a government agency and a private sector, okay, so that the infrastructure project can be run smoothly. Financing a project through a PPP can allow a project to be completed sooner or make it a possibility in the first place. So PPP, public-private partnership, may allow a project to be completed earlier. Okay, so it is preferred. Public-private partnerships often involves concessions of tax or other operating revenue, protection from liability or partial ownership rights over nominally public services and property to private sector for profit entities. So PPP involves certain concessions of tax and other operating revenue, right? So the private agencies take initiative and participate in such a project for partnership. Now here you can see in the photograph a chain in which right from planning, financing, designing, building, operating and maintaining the PPP network is shown. Okay. Now this PPP allow large scale government projects such as roads, bridges, hospitals to be completed with private funding. So private funding will be used and these projects like roads, bridges, hospitals will be completed. These partnerships work well when private sector technology and innovation combine with public sector incentives to complete work on time and within budget. Remember, in this private sector technology and innovation, they will combine with public sector incentives so as to complete the project within given budget. Okay. Now what advantages these PPPs provide? Remember friends, governments worldwide have increasingly turned to the private sector. Why? To provide infrastructure services in energy and power, communication, transport and water sectors that were once delivered by the public sector. So all these services which were delivered by public sector once, right, these are now being given to private sectors. There are several reasons for the growing collaboration with the private sector in developing and providing infrastructure services. Okay, and this includes, what it includes? Increased efficiency in project delivery and operation and management. These are the advantages of PPP, remember. First advantage is increased efficiency in project delivery, right? Operation and management. This is very big advantage. Availability of additional resources to meet the growing needs of investment in the sector. Okay, so this is also important advantage. The private parties will make available additional resources. Those will meet the growing needs of the investment in the sector. Then access to advanced technology, both hardware and software. This is important advantage. So advanced technology will be used by private sectors, right? Now, should lack of government budget be the main factor in considering a PPP? Yes. Often, lack of government funding has been the main reason for considering a PPP option for a project, remember. However, lack of government funding may not be the main reason for deciding a PPP option. There may be other reasons also, but this is important reason. There are additional costs for PPP projects. Usually, the cost of borrowing money is higher for the private sector than for the public sector. And there are administrative costs for the management of PPP contractual regimes. Okay, so additional costs are there for PPP projects, and these are borne by the private sector initially. Okay. Now, transaction costs of PPP projects can also be substantial. Transaction costs of these PPP projects can also be substantial. Okay. Why PPPs are attractive to governments? Dear friends, PPPs have become attractive to governments as an off-budget mechanism for infrastructure development, as they can enhance the supply of much needed infrastructure services. Remember, then they may not require any immediate cash spending, right? Government may not require any immediate cash spending, because once you give the job to private sector, they will manage the financial things. Then they provide relief from the burden of the costs of design and construction. This is one more relief to the government. They allow transfer of many project risks to the private sector. So this is also again one more advantage. Whatever risks are there, those are transferred to private sector. They promise better project design, choice of construction, operation and service delivery. So once you give the project to private sector, many times the better project design, better construction and operation service delivery will be there. These are the advantages of PPP, we can say. Are there any limitations? Yes, there are many important economic, social, political, legal and administrative aspects which need to be carefully assessed before approval of PPPs are considered by the government. So there are limitations of PPPs, those are considered by government, right? And these are the limitations in the form of economic, social, political, legal, administrative aspects. Now, PPPs have various limitations which should also be taken into account while they are being considered. Which are those? Those we will see now. The major limitations: not all projects are feasible. For example, or for various reasons, political, legal, commercial viability, etc. So, not all the projects are feasible. This is first limitation. And there are different reasons like political, legal, commercial, etc. The private sector may not take interest in a project due to perceived high risks, or may lack technical, financial and managerial capacity to implement the project. This is one more limitation. Okay. Then a PPP project may be more costly unless additional costs, those due to higher transaction and financing costs, can be offset through efficiency gains. Okay. This is the limitation again of this PPP. Change in operation and management control of an infrastructure asset through PPP may not be sufficient to improve its economic performance unless other necessary conditions are met. Okay? And often the success of PPPs depend on regulatory efficiency. This is important. Past history of the private sector, right, has to be checked, right? If they are efficient enough, then your project will be efficient. Important characteristics of PPP we will see. Promise of better project structure and design. First characteristic. Next, allows better screening of projects. This is next. Then next, better choice of technology based on life cycle costing. This is one more important characteristic. better service delivery, then better chances of completion in time. These are important characteristics of public-private partnership. Which are the examples? Examples of PPPs are found in transportation infrastructure such as highway, airports, railroads, bridges, tunnels, etc. Then municipal and environmental infrastructure like water and wastewater, and school building, prisons, student dormitories, entertainment or sport facilities, etc. Here you can adopt PPP. Okay. Here we'll stop a while, dear friends. Here are some review questions for you. Check whether these are true or false. Write down your answers. So here are the answers. First is a false assertion, second is true, and third is true again. Hope you have written the correct answers. These are the references for today's session. Thank you.